Hello, everybody. This is Bugsy here. Bugsy no name, and well, since I know some of you didn't want to sit through the 3-hour live stream, I'm gonna just do a video summing up Soldier Bugsy and all of his all of his many achievements. Now, note that I haven't played all the Sakura Wars games, but let's just say when I do, there are a few things I know about two and two and four, and a little bit of like three. So there are events that there are events in those games, but none of them are really like that much of note. But what I am going to focus on for this part of his backstory is Sakura Wars 1. Now, I'm going to kind of go over a few things. One, he is like Bugsy Prime in every possible conceivable way. But there are a few things that make him different. I mean, I'm not trying to say like Prime's more scarred than Soldier. I'd say they both have the same kind of basic trauma, but it's about how both handle their traumas. But to really explain that, let's go back to where the Hive of Darkness, or what Cerulean Satan called them after that, began. It, be- it begins it begins during the assaults on the fortress. Now, everybody was fighting the Hexmex at the time. So so as as everybody was fighting, one of the one of the members one of the members basically stayed behind. But Soldier offered to stay and fight alongside Kana, but she told him to keep going. Kana basically fighting to sacrifice her life. And it kind of went the same way with the others. Sailor Moon style. They were basically fighting the villains and basically giving up their lives. The only one that was with him during that was Samiri. Now, but when but when but when Soldier had to go up against you had to go up against Michael, because she was basically Ayame all the time. It's weird, but basically, and this is stuff from the Sakura Wars game, just tweaked a little bit, because prior to that, he shot Ayame to kind of stop her from changing, going to the dark side. Didn't work, but he kept screaming at Michael, "Bring her back, bring her back!" And all Michael could say to him was, "You killed her with that bullet. She's already dead. There's nothing to bring back." See, at that point, he just kept going, but he realized he could that Ayame was dead. So he mustered up mustered up a little bit of his energy to really strike Michael down. But when that was happening, let's just say Cerulean Satan had other plans. After after almost killing Samir and him both, Cerulean Satan remembered that he actually was Satan. And Michael actually turned good. Mostly because I guess Michael just wanted to keep tabs on Lucifer either way it went. And just turned evil. I don't really get it, but that's the game's part of it. So Michael basically revives everybody, and basically what ensued was something I like to call the battle against Satan, where all the members of the Fire Division, Donna, Corin, Sakura, and Iris, and Maria, all fought to save the world. And in Sakura Wars 2, in the version of Sakura Wars 2, everything happens like it should. But instead of how Ogami basically got transferred to Paris, it was actually on Sakamaru. And Sakamaru simply saying, they have their captain here. I don't think you should deprive them of that. See, Ansakamaru did this out of, well, I would say principle. Because he wanted to do something without his brother for once in his life. And he did. And what ensued was an adventure all his own. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that another time when that game is finally freaking translated and I can actually pull something of it that's actually translated. But I'm going to skip to it. Now, listen. Even though I didn't go over quite as well, Soldier Bugsy has been traumatized by those events. And once he got with the Paris branch and the Japanese branch, and they both fought both Ansakamaru and Bugsy and Harima and the rest of the combat review basically got banded together to destroy a common enemy. But fast forward a few days later, Soldier Bugsy basically quits. Like, I'm saying the man is just kind of done because Samiri kind of basically retires after her spirit energy is gone. So they both live a very, very, very peaceful life for the next half of a decade. Being called back during the incident in Shadow Tokyo. Now, a lot is not really clear about this, and if you watch the stream, it becomes more clear as you watch. But Soldier made a choice. He was like, he could stay and fight and save the others, or he could save Samiri. Now, Kana, again, risking her life to both save Samiri and Soldier yet again, said, "You guys go. We'll handle this. We'll see you on the other side." And Bugsy, don't forget, you're still the best captain ever. With tears in his eyes, he takes Samiri and they both depart. That incident haunts them both to this very day. Now he meets Bugsy Prime a little bit, like a few years down the rabbit hole. While Prime was doing his dimension hopping back in those days. He basically was like, "Hey, you can hop dimensions, right? Yeah. Can you take me to Shadow Tokyo?" Shadow Tokyo. Prime really didn't understand what Shadow Tokyo was, but after Soldier explained, he was like, "I see." Well, I don't know what we can. There's a few things we can do. There's a tuner and a few other things. But first, you may have to do something for me sometime down the line. A few years later, this is where they do the stream, which is helping Soldier know more about what was going on while he was busy trying to get into Shadow Tokyo. The stream that I just did showcases how he feels more powerless than ever before. He feels like it was too that he was too late to save Sakura and the others. And right now, he's at the lowest of he's at the lowest of the lows right now. Now every Bugsy in the Bugsy-verse, basically they have dealt with so much loss and so many people they tried to save. See, some of those Bugsies are they protect the people that they care about, but if they can't, it breaks them in so many different ways. If you're like Raph or an evil Bugsy, you basically just turn evil. You basically go insane and use that power to hurt others. If you're Prime or Soldier, you're gonna blame yourself for a good few years. So what we saw on that stream was Soldier really truly blaming himself that he wasn't quick enough to save everybody. And if Sakura is here, where are the others? A lot of questions are going through his mind right now. With not a lot of answers. But he hopes the rest of them are alright. He hopes that they're safe. But part of him feels like something darker is ahead of him. Even after the stream is over, something must or will be done. That's what he thinks, at least. Now, this is just focusing on Sutter right now in his current mind state. It's all the things he's dealt with, all the fighting, all the killing of all those demons and everything he went through during the fight with Cerulean Satan. Losing Ayame, basically helping Michael try to talk sense into Satan and all the other shit that happened on with that. Everything is culminating in what's going to happen next. Now, what's going to happen next is a little bit more tricky, I'd say. But I can't really say much more than that. But it's gonna be real fucking crazy. Stay tuned.